now. All right. So my first question for y'all is: do y'all know the national black anthem?
Lift every voice and sing. Yes.
Okay.
I'm.
You don't sound confident.
I have no idea.
Because I didn't want to put the vocals behind it, but till Earth and Heaven ring. Beyonce sang it twice in Homecoming. Okay, at this point in 2022, we should know. Wait, Seven, what did you just say? Because I feel like I just judged you in your face.
Right. You just did.
I didn't know there was a national black one. Of course, I know the song word for word. I didn't know there was a I didn't know that was deemed a national black
Yes,
one
the
though.
people made sure to. So I'm from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and we actually have a Martin Luther King Jr. Ceremony like every January. So
Mhm.
traditionally they would be like, everyone stand for the national black anthem, and we would get
Okay,
up
all
and
right.
sing lift every voice. And I mean, it's just in that same old Negro spiritual tune. So it is embedded. At least the first verse is embedded in my brain.
Well, I didn't know. You know what I thought the national was? I think the black national anthem was. I think it was a song about like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know. I don't know. What is that song? I think it just was remade by with Lucky Day. I don't remember what it was called, but I literally just I didn't know the black national anthem was something like lift every voice. I was like,
Me either.
I thought it was literally like a cookout song, like literally like what's that song Beyonce like?
Yeah,
Pull up to
Before I let
no,
go,
not that one. Let me be
y'all
quiet.
are showing your colors. Oh
Before
my
I let go.
god! Oh, now y'all exposing yourselves.
this
Before I
it.
let go. That's my
It's
national
before I
black
let
anthem.
go. That is my national black anthem, y'all. But
Yes, it
it
is.
is Black History Month. Oh my God, we are back
Yes, it
around,
is.
y'all. We are about to get the memes of Issa Rae saying "I'm room for everybody black." We're about to get Whitney and Bobby.
We need a longer month.
We need a longer month, everybody. Actually, I celebrate. I think I celebrate Black History Month all day, every day. So I guess
Exactly.
this is when we have to, this is when the companies start to show their ass.
Have
So
they
Exactly.
started already? Because I haven't been paying attention.
I'm probably sure the hotels and the companies have started to do a
Okay.
lot.
if
And
if you're a nigga, you get 15% off.
right.
If I think I seen a KFC. There's like a KFC drumstick, and it was like with the fist up, and it was like we stand with you all. I was like, bitch, not KFC standing with us. I was
These
like,
big companies are funny. They just
Sick.
scrambling at this point.
they do it during Women's History Month. They do it
Pride,
during
Pride Month.
Pride. They swear they all gay, but then as soon as that the 31st, I mean the first come, they be like, get that shit off our
Right.
fucking. Chick-fil-A said we ain't gonna never change. We don't let y'all asses up in here. But what is up, everybody? It is your boy Lord Jeffrey,
And I'm Derwin King.
and welcome back to another episode of That Black Boy Joy, where we create a space where black boys can be themselves and
So much more.
you all. We have a guest in here, and by the way, I don't know if this is like your catchphrase, but when you do this in the song "I Live," but you all, we have independent rapper and dancer in the building, Seven Deep. Now let's dance. I don't know if that's right.
What's up, y'all?
Y'all, how are you doing, Seven?
I'm doing good. As best as expected. New York is kind of crazy right now. COVID is still, kind of running rampant. But I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I can have no complaints.
How's
Yes,
the
well,
weather?
Disgusting. Okay,
mm.
I want to go back to LA, but I love it because I mean, you really get the seasons over here. If you want the seasons, move to New York.
Oh, that is true. You get the East Coast definitely goes through all of the seasons. Wait, are
Okay,
you originally from? Where are you originally from?
I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I grew up in the DMV, and yeah, I've lived a lot of places. Now I'm in New York.
Oh my god, where in the DMV are you from originally?
I'm from Richmond, Virginia, but I've lived in DC. I've lived in Maryland. So when you said Eastern Shore, Maryland, I was like, oh, I know where that's at. I know where that's
Yes,
at.
come through. You better know my
It's the
hometown,
accent.
baby.
It's the accent. The accent. So we are based in the DMV, but Derwin Ass had to move to NOLA. But I am in Maryland. I'm on the outskirts. I'm in Silver Spring.
Oh,
But
I used to live in Silver Spring.
yeah. Oh, now I'm telling everybody where I live. God damn it! Don't try me. But y'all, we have Seven in the building, and Seven has been taking Instagram, YouTube, the media, music by storm right now. He is everywhere, all over, and he's been at some of the places, ATA, OTA, and all that, showing out and all that shit. So we're gonna get into a little bit about him later on in the show. But of course, you all, we gotta jump into our Black Boy Joy spotlight for this episode. And this episode's Black Boy Joy Spotlight goes by the name of Will on a Whim. And Will on a Whim is a content creator slash YouTuber who is all about self care and also teaching us how to turn our natural hair into our like everyday thing. He gives us tips and tricks on what to do with it, how to upkeep it, and all of those things. He has over 400K subscribers on YouTube and has over 100K followers on Instagram. I love his content because he's also starting to jump into some brand endorsements and also just like make everything all about hair and self care. So, if you all want to check out Will on a Whim, you can look him up on Instagram and also on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Will Not Willie to get into all of that jazz. And then Derwin,
Wonderful.
before we get into all those things, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Today I had a really interesting moment at work. There were some people at the restaurant just like taking pictures of our workspace. And one of the guys had like a camera pointed in my direction, and I looked over and was like, "I saw you take that picture of me." And he was like, "Oh, take a picture of that butt," and said "butt" so hard, and I
Uh-uh.
was like, "Oh, I was so shocked,
He
but I was
was
so amused. It was actually fucking hilarious.
he said, let me look at that
Yeah,
ass.
I guess he
Right.
did. This is a bold ass white man. I was literally in shock. Um,
And it's the second day of Black History Month, and he is showing his ass. He said,
he was ready, honey. But I've had a good day. I mean, I'm
"Right,
a little wet because I can't. It's raining terribly here, so the weather's not great, and unfortunately, the infrastructure in New Orleans isn't wonderful either. So something like the weather affects something like the internet. So y'all hear a problem. That's the reason
yeah."
why.
He said it's not wet. Like, what did you say before you got on camera? Before you got on?
I said it's not wet like I like it to be. I'm not wet in the way that I would
I
like
said,
it to be. Okay, I'm
I
soaking,
said,
but not how I
ladies and
usually am when a bitch is popping. You know.
ladies and gentlemen, and anybody in between, he is not wet in the way he wants to be, but he is there. Seven, how are you doing? What's going on with you? How's your day? First of all, how was your day? Let's start off with the day.
My day was crazy. I was recovering. I think I went a little too hard last night. So that's why I have my glasses on. I don't want nobody to see me, but no, my day's good. I've just spent it recovering. I also have had some features to write, so I finished my features. Yeah, I have a studio session tomorrow finally. So it was so hard to find an engineer in New York, but I finally think I locked in on a good one. So I see her early in the morning. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, writing and recovering. That's all I did today. Ooh, that sounds like a song. Writing
Boom,
and
right
recovering.
there. Right, it's R&R. When people say R&R, they're thinking, oh well, damn.
Because it's a
It'll
W.
work.
But I see where you
It'll
were
work.
going,
It'll
friend. I
work.
see where you were going.
Hmm.
It worked a little bit.
As soon as I said it out loud, I've been good as well. I've been like definitely getting back into reading. I'm like an avid reader, so I'm reading this book right now called I think it's called Setting Boundaries and Finding Peace. So I'm definitely trying to get into that. Of course, I've been drinking a lot, which I need to stop drinking as much. I think I've been just going out every day.
Hmm.
And then yesterday I went out to like a watch party for this show, Celebrity Big Brother. So I was drinking there, met some of the guests. So that was cool. But we always ask our guests this on the show. But Seven, what does Black Boy Joy mean to you?
Black boy joy. It means to me someone that's free. Free in
Mm,
their expression and just who they are. They just live it, by their rules. And, they understand that I guess happiness comes from within, right? We don't like look out to other people for happiness. We fill our own cups. And yeah, that's when you're most joyful when you're free and you could totally live in that freeness in that free space and just, be happy and joyful, you know?
yes, yes. We always ask our guests this because, like we always say, there might be a different explanation, but we all want us to essentially be free. So that is what it is. And Darwin, you ready to start off these
Yeah,
rants?
so I want us
These
to first jump
rants?
into the hottest topic of the week, which is Rihanna's pregnancy. Because wow, the way that that set Twitter in an uproar was actually kind of comical for me. I mean, so personally, like, congratulations to Rihanna. Finally, the people who have been breeding you for several years, they got a bun in the oven. And it's crazy because like the girls were just waiting to be pissed because they said that girl was pregnant like 2 months ago and she was like no, which I guess that means she was.
She was pregnant. Oh,
Okay, so the
absolutely. She
last
was
time that the
pregnant.
rumors like surfaced, she was.
She was definitely pregnant. I think also it's so. First of all, what are your thoughts on ASAP
Don't
Rocky?
have any.
Like,
I s- listen. I say this. I'm happy to see. a black man and a black woman creating a family, no matter the circumstances. You know what I mean? I like to see that, whatever. I'm just happy. I grew up with this girl. So, I grew up with Rihanna. So it's different. I feel like we going through this the same. She a couple of years older than me. I mean, it seems to be, I like how she and ASAP, to me, out of the Hollywood couples, they're the most get out of my business couple that I feel like it is. Like everybody else is more so on Instagram, and they're the most like, are they together? Are they not together? Like, do they even kiss in public? So I think that it's cool that they seem happy. They mind their business. She didn't even do like a huge pregnancy reveal photo shoot. It was real like, hey, is she a billionaire? That's the dopest
Yeah,
part of it. I don't have to do that. I'm just about to start my family.
and we ain't getting no album no time soon.
Y'all weren't getting
You
that
know,
to
Right?
begin with. We were never getting it. Let it go.
but
Let
this is the
LA
thing.
smash it.
She been making albums since she was 15 years old. She's a 32-year-old lady now. So it's like Rihanna came out when she was 15, 16, and she's been going nonstop. So rightfully so. If you want to get back those years as an artist, you feel like you kind of oversaturated yourself. I'd rather her take as much time as she need to take,
Yeah.
rather than like try to put something out and then we're super critical of it. Now she's going to be a mother. She done went through so much
Yeah.
shit in the last 5 years. We probably gonna get the album and be like, whoa, we didn't
Right.
even know this was
Yeah.
happening.
I think we should let her surprise us. I feel like there's this I mean I guess people just don't have anything to do. But like I
Nope.
think it's great that everyone's excited, for Rihanna to give them music, but I just feel like at this point she's made it pretty clear it's not her priority to give the music to the people, which is fine. When she's ready to, she will, and then everyone will be happy. Right now, she's obviously going to be focusing both on motherhood and her businesses, so I would just completely push that out of my mind if I were a person waiting on the album.
I mean, she literally said, "I'm going to give y'all some sexy ass lingerie."
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that she just dropped a men line that is finally like gay enough for me. And then also makeup. Yes, dead ass. She's literally giving us like crop shirts, and she's giving us like not G strings, like not jocks, thongs and shit. And I'm
Y'all
just
Go
bitches
like,
ain't
off,
bold
Ree.
enough for me because I was wearing the women's line with the crotch out. Nah, personally, I purchased from the women's section when it dropped
Go off, Red.
because I already knew what I
listen.
wanted and she had it, so I got it.
Go off, Red.
I couldn't fit anything, so I had to stick to the
I'm
male
sorry.
side. So that is what it
Sorry,
is.
girl. I
But
was so insensitive.
shout out to Rihanna. She is it's okay. I'm not that big, girl. I'm just a giant. But Rihanna, we love you. We cannot wait to see you as a mother, and also if ever you drop music, we will be listening. So turn up to that. Now we're going to get into what people have been talking about
Mm.
today, y'all. Summer Walker's new hairstyle. It has been all over social media what she has done with her hair, and I wanted to know you all's thoughts and opinions on it. First of all, I think that this woman just is gonna do what she wants, and we just need to embrace it. Okay, she's gonna do her. She got the money. She got her baby. We gonna love the music, all that stuff. I don't care if she go bald. I don't care if she starts to like tattoo all her left face. Like, I'm here for it. I love it. Summer, she just surprised me. But what are y'all thoughts? Because I've seen some people like really like in an uproar. I did see they compared it to like a Mortal Kombat character, which I did
I
chuckle
feel
a little
like,
bit.
because I'm in the game now, right? So I see how people treat celebrities, right? And you can have an opinion. When I was brought up, I was always told to say that if you don't like something, shut up. You don't have to say anything about it. Especially in a time where I've seen so many suicides come across my Instagram page, and I've seen so many this and so many that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we don't have to be mean if we don't agree or like something. That's my Aries sister. She gonna do what she want to do anyway. I'm an Aries too. People tell me all the time, why do you go blonde? Why would you dye your hair blonde? You look better black.
Because
And
I
I'm like,
want
I'm gonna
to.
do it because I'm grown and I want to, and it's my hair. So I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I feel like, if you don't like it, guess what? You don't even it's not yours to wear, so it doesn't matter. If you don't have but I feel like going in and just saying disrespectful and mean things because God forbid something happens to her, then everybody gonna be backtracking looking crazy. It's almost kind of like when the guy had cancer and he passed
Chadwick
away
Boseman.
from when he had cancer and
Chadwick.
everybody wanted to say you look skinny, you look good, and he passed away and everybody was kind of eating their words. You never know what somebody's going through, so I just want everybody to kind of give people grace and be kind about things because it's a hard job being I'm not even where she is right now. I'd be ready to smack the shit out of some people, but that's it.
No,
That's it.
we obviously have like a celebrity obsessed culture. I mean, just like the reactions. I mean, in a similar fashion to the way that people responded to Rihanna's pregnancy announcement, it gets absurd. I definitely saw the pictures, and I like the thing about me is Summer Walker has proven to me time and time again that she just gonna do whatever the fuck she wants to, regardless of how ridiculous it is or how it makes anybody feel about it. And I always have my own personal thoughts about it, but I literally have just realized that she's just always gonna do that, and so I don't even feel it necessary to like. I literally saw the picture. I saw her head. And I saw the picture they put next to it, and I chuckled and went about my business because it was funny. It was
It was
absolutely
funny.
hilarious.
I'm pretty sure she looked at it and was like, "Y'all some funny ass people." But I mean, don't be mean. Don't be mean to the girl. You know what I mean?
Especially when at this point, what we're reminding ourselves of every time there's like this visceral reaction to her doing anything is that this is who she is, and she's just gonna
Yeah.
keep on doing it. She's gonna keep spitting on napkins and wiping herself with it every day. She's gonna come up with something outrageous to do, and she's gonna put it on social media, and the people are gonna
Absolutely.
respond.
Sure.
And that is one thing I will
Yeah.
say is funny is that like she pretty much is aware that whatever she does is going to get these responses. So yeah, people do need to relax. They definitely need to calm down in general because these people are not in their lives. And even if they were, why would you want to say those things? But also,
Yeah.
like, girl, every time you log on to that social media page and do
Yeah,
something that you're going to get just what you got every
I agree
time.
with that.
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
agree with that.
You had seven. You had told people you was like a bunch of nobodies trying to sit at the
I
podium.
hate
Oh,
that. That's how I
Hate
feel.
that.
That's how because I mean because this is I can see if you don't like it just like he just said he don't. I mean I chuckled and I went about my day, but
Yeah.
it's the like I'm on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I see it. You know what I mean? I see people the fake woke people,
Yeah.
say this and say that and then go in on a black woman. You know what I mean? And just be going in on a black woman. And it's just like, that's crazy to me because it's like uplift her or just don't say shit at all. You know
preach.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I have so many people that come to me or I have people, why did you go blonde? Why do you dye your hair? Why do you, and it's like, cause it's mine. Why do
And see,
you
y'all don't
care?
remember.
By the
Why do you,
way, I completely support the bleaching of the hair. I recently went through a phase where I was putting dye in this hair every like 3 or 4 weeks, and I was
Mhm.
living every single time I looked at that platinum line. So, shout out to you for that. Definitely. I mean, you know what? There comes a point where, like, even though you hear people say over and over again, like, don't worry about what other people think, we're all still sort of conditioned, even in the way that we use social media, to garner
Yeah.
reactions. Like, we want
Yeah,
positive reactions. We want people to like our posts, right? At some point, you do have to realize that if you make decisions based on what other people want and solely on that, you're never going to be happy or satisfied.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, shout out to you for doing the shit anyway.
Okay, listen.
Also, listen, us Aries, shout out to the Aries gang, gang, gang. We gonna do what we want. You know I was gonna do that,
I
by the way.
did.
We gonna do what we want, and we gonna show out. Like Summer, she gonna do what she want. Seven, you gonna do what you want. I'm gonna do what I want, and y'all gonna have to either love me or hate me, but I'm gonna still do me. So that is what it is. And then last but not least, Darwin, you can talk about this part.
All right, and
This is crazy.
I meant to go and actually look at what she said, but I think it's just not even going to be productive for us to dive into the like actual substance of what she said. But Whoopi Goldberg was
Yeah,
suspended from The View for 2 weeks because of her Holocaust comments, which I've actually seen her response to it, before, and I mean like. It's so interesting. I feel like I've talked about this a little bit before. It's just very interesting
this is your lane. This is your lane.
how consequential something like that is, um
Hmm.
and like how swift those consequences usually are. I stand with whoever it was. Retweeted it. I hate it when I don't remember who tweeted what I enjoyed, but someone was like, now look, Whoopi's has bad takes quite often, and she certainly had this coming. And I stand by that because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Whoopi be saying some nut ass shit on that show. Like there are so many times where Whoopi Goldberg is talking on The View, and I'm like, this lady don't know what the fuck she talking about. What is
Yeah,
happening?
Right.
But I live and let live because she's older, and the people, she's an EGOT and they treasure her. And don't get it wrong, she's definitely a legend.
Bitch, I thought you said she's a nigga,
he
but you
said
said she's an
EGOT.
e guy. Okay, Emmy,
Grammy, Oscar,
Grammy,
Tony,
Oscar,
yes.
Tony.
Yeah.
And
They
she
said some
certainly
she's
earned
a
every one
nigga.
of those things. But
Yeah.
much like many of the people who sit on the panel of review, she certainly doesn't have the vernacular she thinks she possesses. So I mean, it was bound to happen. She was bound to be held accountable for not thinking before she speaks. However, I think
Right.
for once, what she's trying to say probably just wasn't really like what came out of her mouth. And unfortunately, the consequences were swifter than anything I have ever seen. I mean, like, it took them like a day and a half to suspend Whoopi
It was
Goldberg.
it was Jewish people. What you thought?
They said we don't play
What you
about
thought?
that.
It's the white people.
You see?
No, honestly, whenever there's a chaos or scandal or anything that is like even related to anti-Semitism, the consequences are super swift. And I do wish that that reaction, that the swiftness of that could be applicable. This is something that happens very often. You notice I'm being super careful
You
because one
are being
has to whenever
careful. I
talking. Well, you
see.
have to be. No, and this is something I'm going to make sure to say here so that we can recognize that this is true in every space, right? Whenever you're talking about the Holocaust, you do have to be super super careful because people who make decisions care a lot about anti-Semitism, and we should all care about anti-Semitism. It's fucked up, like we've learned about the Holocaust is obviously there are consequences, even real life consequences today. There are people, neo-Nazis today, who continue to deny the Holocaust. People who have survived it are still living, and they remember the horrors and they recount the horrors of that all the time. So it is not something to be treated lightly, and it is disrespectful by anyone to minimize that horror. I
Yeah.
hope in that same vein that we can really not have to fight so hard for people to have such swift and unequivocal what is it unequivocal reactions to anti-blackness. Obviously that's usually where a lot of black people are coming from, is that they don't feel like that same weight is applied to anti-blackness. And I think that from my observations I can agree with that. I don't think that there should be any consequences for having that perspective. Um and that's usually where we come to a head, is that people are noticing how swift the consequences are for anti-Semitism, and they're not seeing the same reactions for anti-blackness. We usually have to protest and do some like outrageous thing for people to be held accountable for anti-blackness. I mean, we see it every single year. Just look at last week we were talking about Jenny. How long did the people have to speak out against Bravo before Brent for her to lose her job? It
Child,
took
it took them
over a
forever to
week.
come to
It
Jenny.
took over a week for Bravo to fire Jenny. It took ABC a day or two to put Whoopi Goldberg on suspension. So there is a clear difference in
Mhm.
how we handle those things, despite them both being large atrocities that still have real life consequences today. And until we as a society are able to recognize that and have that conversation in a productive way, and in one that doesn't deny the horrors of the Holocaust as well as slavery, we're not really going to get anywhere. So there I am.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go,
I
Darwin.
agree.
No, so I know she said she was like it wasn't about race. I was like, ooh. She was like it was about, I think, Emmy humanity, and I think she like was really pushing that. And I was like, that's not your place to speak, but
It
you
started
gotta
the
keep
ethnicity versus race
speaking.
conversation on Twitter for people who haven't seen it. That is a conversation. And I mean, a lot of people reminded us that neither of those definitions are solid, and they haven't been solid
Nope.
for a long time. We've not even been able to agree on race. We have the conversation about what qualifies as a black person. Was it an octoroon? You know what I mean? Like those definitions are loose. And it honestly
Mhm.
is a waste of time for us to go back and forth about it until we're talking about policy. So
Yeah. So I know she issued an apology, and she's sitting at home chilling.
she gonna be all
While the
right.
view is she gonna be good. She gonna be back. But yeah, that was very interesting for me to see and notice. I was like, well, what does she do? But then I read it. I was like, oh,
Damn,
damn.
Whoopi.
But damn, Whoopi. But we are now going to get into
Can we call this episode "Damn Whoopi"?
damn. No, we cannot call it damn Whoopi.
Please.
Okay, we can
You
think
were
about
funny.
it. We can think about it.
Derwin is stupid.
We can think about it. I'm sweating. Let's go with damn Whoopi. I was gonna name it something. We was gonna name it something else, but anyways. But we are gonna get into the reason we are here, you all, the meat and potatoes. Seven is here with us today, and we're gonna talk about all things
Ooh,
seven.
ooh.
We're gonna get into all that. No, we're not. We're not gonna do that. That's not. No. Okay, calm down.
Wait a minute. Wait a
He like,
minute. How nasty
oh,
you
wait a
get,
minute, wait
Seven?
a
Let us
minute.
know. What's your freak meter, honey? Let us know.
You
What is
already
the
know.
freak
You
number?
listen. If you listen to my music, you know I don't have a freak meter. I just do what I want to do and talk about what I want to talk about.
First of all, how did you get into music? How did you get into it? And tell us a little bit about you. I mean, you already told us a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I grew up in the arts, so like my dad, of course my dad's from New York, so he had us growing up playing, sports, me playing sports, whatever. So football, basketball, baseball, all that type of stuff. And then one day I got super cracked in football, and I was like, this is too much for me. Like I'm getting up off here. I walked off the field. I was like, no, he hit me too hard. Like my mother ran on the field and everything. So like, I think when he seen me do that, he was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be magical. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him in, like drama and stuff like this. You know what I mean? So he
Nice.
started putting me in,
Yeah.
karate because he wanted to make sure I could fight, which all good parents should do. And then he basically put me in, drama and all that stuff. So I grew up in the arts,
Mhm.
from dancing to musical theater to just theater and all that stuff. And then I took it to college, but I started off dancing first. But I've always had a love for music. I started off dancing as first or whatever, and I would make dance videos or put them on YouTube or whatever the case is. And then let's fast forward. I moved to LA, and one of my cousins, his name is Chaz French. He's actually signed. So he was signed to a label back then a couple of years ago, and he was like, "Yo, come to the studio." And I went to the studio, and I saw how he was making a song, and I was like, "I could do this shit. Like I'm gonna do this. This look fun. You know what I'm saying? Like this look fun." So did all my research. I came up with a beat. I made this song. I hired an engineer, got in the studio, and since then it's been like magic. I just keep going.
Wait, how did you come up with seven? How did you come up with the name
So
Seven?
seven, when I was a choreographer, because I started off as a choreographer first. My real name is Darrell, and while that is a very sexy name, it's very boring. So
It's the
right,
D. It's
it's
the
so
D.
like
It's
Darrell.
also the way you say it. Say it
Oh,
again.
stop it. So I was like, Darrell, I don't want to be known as a choreographer as Darrell. And I stole, well, I borrowed the name Seven from Erica Badu's son because I seen her doing an interview one time talking
Oh.
about seven, and I said, "Wow, why did she name her son Seven?" So I looked at the meaning of the number, and it has all these beautiful meanings to it. So I was seven for a long time, and then with the same engineer, when I was creating my song, he would always say, "What did you just say?" And I would say, "Why can't you understand what I'm saying?" And he would be like, "Your voice is just so deep, like your voice is so deep in the studio." So I was like, "Seven deep." Seven Deep, like Nicki Minaj, like Seven Deep, da, 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 da. And he was like, I kind of like it. And I started saying it. He was like, I like it, bro. And I was like, now I wish I wouldn't have said it because everybody thinks it's so sexual. But
Seven deep
that's
in
what
you. That's what I was
everybody
thinking,
thinks.
like
But
sex.
that's not what it means, guys.
It's the easiest conclusion to come to, but thank you
He's
for
like, it
setting the
is.
record straight.
Hmm.
So I want to ask
Listen.
you, who inspires your artistry?
You said what?
Who inspires your artistry?
Oh my gosh, the greats. So are you still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he is. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Good.
so all the greats inspire my artistry. So you think about everybody from like Britney Spears and Missy Elliott to Prince and Kanye West and Busta Rhymes and Ludacris. Like I get inspired by so many different people, but again, all great. So people that really I feel like took their artistry and strive for excellence because that's what I like to strive for when it comes to my
Hmm.
my artistry.
Yeah, I will say the video, the stage presence. I think I seen you at. I think it was like what is it? Slay TV. I think you did a performance with like Slay TV. I think it was like a live
Moby
virtual one. It
Fest,
was like
Moby Fest. Hmm.
Moby Fest. Oh, but they yeah, Moby Fest. I was like, okay, the stage presence is there. I was like already just coming out like just the energy and all that vibe. I was like,
Yeah.
come on. I was like, so you definitely incorporate your dance background as well into your performances. Was that like any was that did that aid in you standing out against other rappers or how do you feel like
I,
that
you
helped?
know, it just was me being me. Like you know what I mean? Like I've always loved to dance and connect with people on the stage through movement. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to tell my age, but I was out when it wasn't no cell phones, when people had to put the phone down and pay attention to the performance instead of going like this. You know what I'm saying? So like I love dancing on stage and challenging myself. Like, and it just all kind of just went in tune with me making music. You know what I mean? Like let's dance. I mean, again, Janet Jackson, Britney Spears, Missy Elliott, some of my favorite songs are dance songs. So I was, damn sure gonna be like, oh, I'm about to
Hmm.
incorporate this dance. I want to make people move, and that's what happened.
I want to see you break
Okay.
my back. I want to see. Listen, when the first, let me just say this: when I first seen that video, right, and it went into the dance break, I was like, "Bitch, what?" I
Hmm.
was like, hold on, wait, wait, wait. I think we got something right here. I think we, because it's like, first of all, we don't hear that many songs that are like very honest and like a male talking about something else that is
Hmm.
queer, right? So when you hear it, you could resonate. Like, I want this nigga to break my back. Like, I can yell that. Like, that's some shit. So how does that incorporate? How do you like in this space? And of course, we know the industry and queerness and all those things. Like, what made you just be like, fuck that? Like, I still want to make content for us by
Yeah, because you
us.
be talking your shit.
Well, so I knew, thank you. I knew when I started making music, I wanted to be honest and authentic, right? Because I mean, I'm a real artist. I didn't want it to feel like I was, like a product in a sense. So it was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna start taking, I guess talking about my life experiences. And I've been doing this. I didn't, it's trendy now, but I've been doing it. You know what I mean? Since I first started. So, um, yeah, to be honest, what made me want to start it was my best friend of a long time. He passed away, God rest his soul, from cancer. And I remember when he was passing away, and we had a conversation. I went to see him in the hospital, and he was like, you have to live for both of us now. You have to be you authentically, and you gotta you gotta do this for both of us. And I was like, and so when he passed, I just thought like he was young when he passed. I just thought like, like you only get one life. You gotta do it. Who would you? I guess like, what's your purpose in life? How do you want to? What is your legacy? What do you want to leave to your family and everyone like that? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it
Mm-hmm.
got to be a little boy out there like me, because when I was growing up, I ain't seen none of them like me. So I guess I could be that one for the next little boy. So I just was like, I'm gonna talk about my experiences, and I know somebody's gonna be able to relate. And thank goodness for my butch queens and my black men out there because they was like, yes, I need this energy. So yeah, it was lit.
Listen, I said, bitch, the way I yell that, and it's so funny, bitch. I want to see you
Listen,
break my back. I'm like, in any space, I want to see you break.
that
And
song
you
is
gotta
so
whisper that part.
embarrassing because I did not even believe in that song. I did not. I
What?
wrote that song. Man, that song came about one day. It was a night in ATL, and I never forget. Like, I walked into the club, and people was, ATL got a little vibe about them. Everybody's a superstar in ATL, and I think I heard somebody
Mm,
over say like, "Who is he?" When everybody was all over me, and I was like, I just kept thinking like I'm the shit with a
Yeah.
and I kept going
Uh-huh.
like that, and
I'm the shit
yeah,
with a big ass
yeah,
dick.
and
You're gonna
Uh-huh.
have to
then
open up. It's
he so
fucking
happened to be he so happened to be with his boyfriend, and his boyfriend was looking at me like he wanted to see me break my back, and I just was looking like I just wrote it down like, child, he want to see me break my back, like, and I said it, and I said, ooh, write that down, right. I'm always going throughout my day like, ooh, that's a line, that's a bar, and so yeah, it came about, and everybody likes that damn song.
Well, that's such
Listen,
artistry that you like will have these
repetitive.
moments and want to like and immediately think, let me put this in a song. I gotta really respect that like always being in that headspace. It clearly speaks to a level of artistry that I think anyone who wants to create should at least aspire to
Thank you.
be in. Um, being a confident queer artist, how has it been for you? What have been the challenges?
The challenges are, I feel like as a black queer man, I was always taught that this wasn't right, right, or to feel bad about this, or to we have to come out of closets. I won't never in a closet to start with, sis. It's none of your business.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So what I do in my bedroom is none of your business. The same with you. You know what I mean? I don't care. But so like I've when I started paying my own bills, I just started getting confident anyway because you're paying your own bills now. But I knew that, when I sat down and I said, I'm going to really start doing this music thing and taking it serious. I'm already a confident, Aries. Look at Summer. She didn't shave her head and got a little,
Yeah.
she don't care. It takes confidence to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I knew that I would have to be my natural self, be confident about it. Because I mean, I tell people this anytime when they're artists and they want to try to get into artistry, they ask me this question. Like, what kind of advice can you give me? And I tell people, if you don't believe yourself, nobody else is going to believe you. So like,
Mm,
I believe myself because I know this is true. This is the life that I live. And people think that it's confident, but this is just me being honest. This is me being true. You know what I mean? I can't be anybody else, and I'm not
yeah.
gonna like talk about love and the birds and the bees and heartbreak and beautiful rainbows and
Yeah.
flowers. No, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about because I grew up on ratchet ass artists and ratchet ass rappers, and that's what I like.
So with you being like an independent artist as well, having that layer to it, how is that? Because basically you're your number one cheerleader, right? You have to
Hmm.
sell yourself in everything that you. Some things are coming out of your pocket. Majority of it is also like your studio time. Like you don't have nobody backing you. So how is that on top of like how has just that been for you in the independent
Being an
space?
independent artist is the hardest thing I probably like. It's the hardest thing I've probably ever done, especially because there's no how-to book with this shit. You just gotta be like, I'm gonna do it, and I believe my heart, and I believe I have faith, and I believe in the universe, and I'm just gonna just do my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my best. It's hard when you don't have a person. I don't have anybody to tell me what to do. I hire people or I still work 9 to 5, and I miss out on all vacations and chilling with my friends because I feel like I have something to tell the
Yeah.
world, and I have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to invest. When you invest in yourself, it's
Uh-huh.
never a bad investment, right? So it's like I rather invest this in myself, and I can go to Milan or something later. But it definitely comes with challenges because you are your own everything. Sometimes it's good to loosen up. And I'm finally getting my team now. I'm getting my team together, and I feel some of the pressure, off me. but I'm still the type of person that I'm involved in every single last process of my creative experience, down to I write all my music, down to the engineer, how I want my voice to sound, down to I'm in the editing room, down to I want to see the choreography because I grew up on greats. Janet Jackson does that, Missy does that. These people are involved with every aspect of their creativity because at the end of the day, it's me on the chopping block, not y'all. It's me. If I do something
Absolutely.
wrong,
Hmm.
everybody, and then us, because black queer men are so mean to each other. So it's like if you do one thing
Woo!
wrong, it's given very much like, oh, I knew you was the girl. Shut up. Okay, so but
Hater.
yeah, so it's difficult, but I'm making it work. Like thankfully I found my tribe. Thankfully the people were missing. From what I feel like, the people were missing talent and presence and real stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you're dabbling in a lot of shit as well. Like, also, the Hot House, we're gonna talk about that as well. Like, you also are dabbling into like reality show like era as well with our girl, Miss New York, aka Tiffany Pollard. Well, it should be backwards, but Tiffany Pollard, aka New York. Can you tell us about that as well? Like, that just came out of like literally, I think like last
last
week or
week.
something. So, what's going on with
Yeah, I
that?
saw that they were casting for this show about sex positivity, and you listen to my music, I'm all about that. They don't. So I sent in my audition tape in like 15 minutes, like not even 15 minutes. I said like 5 minutes later, I got a DM from one of the producers like, "I love your music. I cannot believe that you just sent us an audition tape." And I was like, "What?" So basically, I sent them my audition tape. Next thing I know, they was flying me out. Next thing I know, they were saying, "This is what you have to do. This is what the show was about. This is the premise." New York was amazing. Cupcake was amazing. The producers were amazing. I always told myself I would not do. I've gotten offered to do other reality shows, but my thing is just that, like, I wanted to make sure I was always, I guess what I did had purpose to it and intention behind it. I didn't want to be running around looking like the image that they try to make black queer men look like, or I don't want to look like a buffoon. I don't want to look crazy. I wanted to make sure that I was representing my community the best that I knew how to. And it just showing us in the best light, because we're not all crazy and catty and want to do this and want to curse. And sometimes we just want to have fun and fuck.
Yeah. Period. I love that. Listen, we need to remember and remind that it is okay to be talking about
It's our
sex. It
power.
is okay. Like little, yes, like people don't remember like that shit is like it's empowering. Like I know people don't want to talk about that shit, but like it is life. Like we have
and
sex
it
and
and
we
it's
like
and
it.
it's
Like
fine. And I'm not a the so it's funny because my contestants, you go have everyone from ex sex workers to current sex workers to now to artists like myself. And I remember just meeting some of the best people I've ever met in my entire life out of those people. Just because this is your job or whatever you do,
mhm.
it's such a bad, you know what I'm saying, like stigma that goes with that stuff. And I met some of the sweetest people. One of my castmates, Cash. I had no
I knew. I was just about to
I
say
had
something
no
about
idea who
that.
Cash was. I had no idea. But me being sneaky, I'm on Close Friends, and I'm putting the cast on Close Friends. And one of my
Oh,
brothers
they
was
like
like, "Do you know who the fuck? Who do you know who that is?" And
Cash
I was like,
Gennaro.
"I don't know who this is." They were like, "That's Cash De Niro. Like he's one of the girls." And I was like, "Oh." And when I say that man is literally one of the
mhm.
sweetest people in the world, like he cries every day. He's
I
so
believe that.
soft. He's so giving. He'll
Aw.
take
I
his
believe
shirt
that.
off for anybody. He is the sweetest person. He's an awesome dad. Like, it's just crazy. Like, so, but it's a good show. Everybody tune in. The new episode just came out today. Yeah, stop playing.
No, I had no idea he was a parent either. Now I'm gonna tell you, my face held together very well, and I had looked over and seen Debbie's. I didn't know that.
He was a
I
Yeah,
had
dad.
no
he's a
idea.
dad. He has
I
I mean,
did not
because of
know
course
that.
you know the line of work that he does, but he has an amazing
Yeah.
11-year-old son. He goes hard for him. Yeah, yeah.
No, that one.
Darwin.
Sorry, Cash.
You
Darwin.
learn something new every
Sorry, Cash, if you
motherfucking
agree,
day,
but no,
child.
I'm gonna praise that man. He is an amazing father.
Wow,
We love to see
you
that.
love to see
I
it.
just was I didn't know it was 11 or had a
You know,
child. So I
Cash,
was just like, I'm
he
here
dibbles
for
in
it.
the pussy too. That's what he said. He likes that too.
He said, I'll dibble in it. I'll dibble in it. Look, look.
Oh my
Crazy.
god.
He's crazy.
Right. And you also just dropped a new single called Hips as well. Can you tell us a little bit
Yes,
about
please.
Hips.
Hips?
So it's so funny. Like, so one of my favorite songs in the world is like Little Kim, No Matter What People Say, right? And Eve, like, who's that girl? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I like as an artist, I'm always influenced by. I don't have to just be. I'm influenced by different cultures. If you listen to my music, you might hear like Afro beats in it. You might hear like a cha cha. I love different cultures, and it's not appropriation. If I'm an artist, I'm inspired by it. I make it my own, right? So I heard the beat and it kind of had that Little Kim in there, and that's one of my favorite songs. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I had just so happened again. I was in the club. I had just got the beat, and I just so happened I was in the club, and I thought to myself. I don't know if you guys do this, but you guys ever like go around and say your favorite lines from movies and stuff like this? So I was in a club
Yes.
and I said to myself, I
Yes.
was like, let me go, watch me go squash this shit. And that's off of Save the Last Dance right before you could do it, put your back into it. You could do it, and
Back
I said, I'll
into
just
it.
squash this shit. And so I was going over there to do something. And I thought to myself, you could do it, put your hips into it. And I was like, wait a minute. And I just wrote that down. And then I got back in the car when I was on my way home and I started trying to see, could it go to that? And I was like, yeah, it can. And I just started writing. That again was another night in the club. It's 2 a.m. and I'm ready to go. He gave me the look like he want to take me out of my clothes. Say they been crushed. Like, so that
Ooh.
was another story that I was telling. So yeah.
Bitch, he want to take me out of my clothes. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2 o'clock in the morning, bitch. That's the only thing I
Listen,
want
I
to do
have some
right
wild
now.
nights. I have some wild nights.
Listen, I think that's great though that like you are able to tell a story, and I think that that is what it makes you stand out, right? Like when you're rapping, bitch, I literally am like, oh, I can see this happening, and I like understand what has happened. I think that's also why people are so gravitating towards you because a lot of us can understand. Like we finally hear somebody saying some shit that we can actually like say, like, yes, this nigga took me
Yeah,
home. Like
exactly.
he took it really happened, and I think that like the more we're also starting people. I think I even saw somebody starting to do some like break your back
Yes,
chants, like
Kevin.
break my back
Yep,
chants
Kevin.
at
That's
like
like
one
the
of the
voice of
balls.
Vogue. He's so like ballroom is such an intimidating thing, right? Because it's like everybody there hot shit. But me too. Me
Yeah,
too, baby. Me
they
too.
are.
So but what's cool is that people in the ballroom, they love creativity. And when I moved to New York and I discovered the ballroom scene, I was like, ooh, this is kind of cool and creative, and people could be creative. And they instantly, they like talent. They like people that's extra. They like people that represent, they just like all of that stuff. You know, they just all about that stuff. So especially Kevin. So when he heard my song, he just was like, I love this. I love what you're doing. I love how you're showing your masculinity and femininity. He just gave me nothing but praises. And I didn't even know he was gonna do that at the ball. I was like, oh my God, like what in the
Mm-hmm.
world is going on? Because you know, we have a lot of queer artists, but do you connect with the queer community
Mm-hmm.
is the question that I always say. You know what I mean? I'm one of those artists that want you to see that I was actually at the balls. I was actually at these queer parties and these on these queer reality shows before it was a thing or it was a fad or you know what I mean? It is what it is. So like I love that my community is, you know, embracing me because I'm embracing them as well.
Hmm.
I mean,
You
you
know,
walk
I
balls
when
too, right? You've walked a couple of balls.
depending on the drink, baby, I had went to Miss Azalea Banks concert and I was drunk and I went to OTA after that and after I walked right out there and I was like, oh, this is fun.
Oh,
This is fun. I'm gonna keep walking. So yeah, but
I know that's right.
Give me a couple drinks,
listen,
bitch. I
you'll be
might walk. I
surprised at
might
what you
keep
do when you
walking.
got all your you have all your community around you, everybody just, you know, excited for you as well. And you drunk too? Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
So I'm gonna switch gears for a little bit. We're coming into what will likely be a full third year of being in this pandemic, which has definitely affected creatives everywhere. How have you been impacted by, as an artist, by the COVID-19 pandemic?
My concerts and shows, they
He said
messing up
beach
my
first.
bag in that way. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm a full-time independent artist now. So like those shows and all of that type of stuff, like I need that coin. And I also like connecting with my fans' performance. Video is fine. Video is fine, but I love it's nothing like being on stage with a mic and your music playing and seeing people chant your words back to you. It's literally the craziest thing in the world. I'm always on stage like, are you kidding me right now? Like the whole crowd. He want to see me break my back. Like, okay, guys. Okay, y'all got it. Everybody got it, okay? So, I mean, I miss performing on stage and actually being in the room with my fans or whatever the case is. Everything's so virtual now. But I mean, that's it. I still create. You see, everything that I've done in a pandemic. So it ain't really stopped no creativity over here. Just my
Yeah,
performances.
yeah,
Yeah. With also, I just want to get into this. Like, how has that affected? Like, since you are like full time, like, do you have like opportunities for like love? Like, do you
Love.
even
Fuck is love.
do you even think
What is
about that?
love? What is
yeah.
love?
All I
No, I'm
want is
just
love,
joking. No, 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 no,
baby.
no.
Don't hurt
Like
me.
I've tried to date. I've tried to talk to people. The thing is, like,
Yeah.
it's so funny because I always hear artists say this, and I have to be like, all right, girl, shut up. But it's true. I'm busy, right? I'm busy. And what I talk about, the type of person that I am, it will have to take an insecure person, and I don't have time to kind of be like, I need somebody that know that look, no matter who wants me, I'm still here for you. I'm still gonna hold you down. You know what I mean? Like I don't have time for a whole bunch of
Yeah.
insecurity. Like because I'm good by myself, right? So it's like I don't have a time for a bunch of insecurity. Like, and unfortunately, a lot of
Yeah.
people, the social media has made a lot of people insecure. I feel like
Hmm.
black gay men also have this substance in their relationships where it's like almost people want to feel like they're in competition, and we should feel like companions instead of we're in competition. I don't want us to feel like we're in competition with each other. Like I want to support you, you support me. We should be companions. Don't think that what you wearing tonight. Oh, you got to be in the studio for 4 hours. I thought it was 3 hours. I don't know this person. It's just, and I'm an
Yeah.
Aries. I really don't like to explain myself to people, as you know that, friend. So yeah, I don't know what love is.
Don't.
Hopefully, I just can't wait to date the rich people, the rich guys that's probably got wives.
Yes, come on. I want to dabble into the money, and I
Exactly.
don't gotta deal
No,
with
for
the
Exactly.
real,
stress.
for real.
I love listen, I love that. I'm the same way. But also like so really quick too, like going into upcoming wait, what do you have upcoming? Before we what do you have? Because I don't want to say it. I want you
I
to
got a
say
lot
it
of stuff
because I
coming
think
up.
I
I
know
got a
something, but
show I'm playing in, an all Mills burlesque show. I got a new single I'm gonna drop in like maybe next week or maybe the week after that. Um,
Come
I'm
through.
dropping a single every month this year. So yeah, that's just how it. That's how I could. Yeah.
yeah.
The girls don't do it like that over here. But but no, I'm dropping a single every month. Something for people listen to or whatever. Something different. And but yeah, getting ready for
Mhm.
All Mills Burlesque show. Also, Pride is coming up, so they booking the boy back to back because Pride is about to be crazy this summer. So I'm getting all of those emails. I'm
It
getting all of
is.
those emails like, yeah, send a deposit, yeah. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. So this all male burlesque, what made you want to do that? Like I seen that and I was like, I've never seen an
I
all
was
male
okay. So I
burlesque
was
show.
in
Like
Vegas one time, and I went to this show called Zumanity. Oh my god! If y'all never been to it, y'all got to go to Zumanity. That shit is nuts. So I remember always being inspired, and I'm a show boy. I like performing and being, cunt, but then being, very, very hard or whatever the case is. So it's something that I've always wanted to do, but I just wanted to make sure I had the right music and the right time. And right now, I feel like it's the right time. I just got to find the right dancers and the right venue and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I didn't want my first show, live show, to be something like you perform a song, you have backup dancers, and that's what you do. And we've been seeing that forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do something that tells a story, lights, like
hmm
live instruments, but also you get into. I don't even know how. I'm still trying to process it because it's like you're doing so much, but. I wanted to create an experience that will make history, and people could say this was the first time that I seen it, something like this, and it really resonated with me, and it went up.
yes. Listen, I just think about Beyonce. Beyonce have her hand in everything.
Child.
She's like, y'all know. Black girls in blue don't rock. Like she be
And
like,
it's
y'all,
different. Yeah,
how the fuck y'all do
it's
that?
def. I'm already
Like,
like, okay, what lighting do I want? What this do I want? What venue do I want? Or if I can't dance on the bar, then I can't use that venue. It's gotta get crazy.
listen when this shit when you listen. I cannot wait to know when you're going live. Like, and not live when you go like in person, because that is going to be a moment. What I've seen, what I've seen you doing like virtually, what I've seen you at Moby Fest, I was like, he's giving energy and nobody is even there. Like, just imagine if
Right.
people are there. Like, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah,
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to that. Hmm.
So tell us what's something, an accomplishment or just sort of experience that has or will say to you, like, wow, like, I really made it.
You know, I feel like I already have made it, to be honest with you. And right now I'm just going through, last night it was 12 o'clock in the morning and I was on my way somewhere. And I was on a train and I got off the train and I had my mask just here. Just here. And this guy was like, he
Hmm.
screamed, seven, seven. And I was like, huh? And he was like, he came over and he ministered and he just told me how much he thanked me and how much he saw himself in me. And that's happened a
Oh,
lot in New York. And I've even gotten asked for an autograph before and all this stuff. So I called my mom, like, Mom, I got asked for an autograph today. So like, I'm happy and I'm doing the best that I can do and I'm trying my best. So I've already really made it, to be honest with you. Um, you it's I'm a, things is coming up. Things is coming up, but
yeah.
I'm already good. But as far as me
Listen,
putting my foot in the industry's ass, that's coming up very very soon. that
I
it's
know
coming up.
that's
It's actually
right.
already happened. The girls see what's going on, but yeah, it's coming very
oh,
soon.
we do. Yeah, I like I said, I think that we are. I think it's time, and we are ready to have an artist be as candid, in that space. I know we have Little Nas X, we have Saucy Santana, we have Frank Ocean, and all those things. Even shit,
Right.
Tyler the
True.
Creator. I'm just, but I mean, I think that this is you're in your own lane, you're in your own bag, and I think that all of these individuals, like I've said, have their own space that we can take up. Why can't we have, someone that is sex positive and, talk about the shit that, we relate? I think that'd be something that we all need to hear and all that. So I am super excited to see what the future has for you, because right now the present is already amazing. So seeing what that, and just when things start to open back up, and now, hips out, hot house, break my back is out and all that, I think you are definitely
Thank
getting all
you.
your flowers before you know it. This all that. But before we wrap up, listen, can you tell us? Oh, Darwin. Oh, I thought you was about to say something. Can you tell us where we can, like, follow you at on all your socials and things like that to
Yes. And
stay up
so
to date with
Instagram
you?
is official seven deep and seven is SEVNDEEP. I used to spell it like Seven Streeter, but I ain't want no smoke. So so official seven deep. Yeah.
I was thinking
TikTok
that
is
at
just
first.
seven deep, SEVNDEEP. It's Twitter is the seven deep. YouTube, 70. Like that. This is my name. Just type my name in. I'm everywhere. Yeah, just type my name in.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
Now, y'all,
gosh, you
let's
love
dance. Let's
that.
dance. I'm ready. Listen, because listen, one thing that I like is when somebody makes something like, bitch, when I hear that shit,
Yeah.
that's them. Like, and you did it also. You did it in hips. And you did it in break my back. And when you say that shit, it's
I
about
miss
nothing but
dance
this.
breaks. People
So
don't
it's
have we
it's
don't
that.
have dance
I
breaks
think.
no more like back in the day. You remember when the whole song would stop in the middle and the dance
Mm.
break would happen? You would be like, oh my God.
Janet would give you a moment.
Okay,
Beyonce would give you a
exactly.
moment. Damn, like you would just be watching the video and they would literally give you a full sequence in the middle of the
That's
shit.
what
Yeah, absolutely. They don't.
that's why I
They
wanted to
don't.
It's
take
a
it.
listen. It's a performance. It's a performance, and I think that is what I expect when I see you. So when I say now let's dance, bitch,
Oh
I mean let's
God.
go,
I
let's
know
go.
I've only just it's just I've
But
only made it harder for myself. I know.
yep, and don't let me scream. I want to see you break my back. That's another one. It's the repetitiveness. But you can continue the conversation with me and Derwin on our social media platforms at mines _Lord Every. That is _LORDEVERY on Instagram and Twitter.
You guys know that you can find me on Instagram at Derwin King. That's DERWINKING. And on Twitter at Free Negro. That's FREENEGREAUX.
And you all can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, the podcast platform at That Black Boy Joy. And if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, you can hit us up at That Black Boy Joy Podcast at gmail.com. You all can, of course, write into us, of course. And if you all would like to watch the visuals of our episodes, you can look us up on YouTube at That Black Boy Joy. So please like and subscribe on all of that. And like we always tell our guests and viewers, please be so in love with who you
Bye.